go. Bring it up, baby. Let's go. Get up, get up.
Yo, what is good, YouTube, man? How is everybody doing? Man, excited about this one, man. Excited about this one. But you already know, before I get into today's thumbnail, I have to give a big shout out to my guy Asamoah, who yet again coming in clutch with these thumbnails. So I have to give a big shout out to my guy. But let's get right into today's video. Now, early morning, again, kind of like the news when we got with Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and Justin Ross. The Raiders today, right before the linebackers and defensive line go tomorrow, the Raiders today have met with linebacker Devin Lloyd out of Utah. Now, my personal opinion, I am ecstatic over this right here. I love Devin Lloyd. In my opinion, he is linebacker number 1 in this year's draft. I know for some of you guys, it may be Nicolby Dean. Personally, linebacker from Utah, this is my number 1 guy. No doubt about it. I was going to say it's not even close, but personally, I have to give credit to Nicolby Dean. He is a baller. I wouldn't mind either one of them, but let's talk about Devin Lloyd, right? And then we're going to go into three other guys that I hope the Raiders can meet with either before or tomorrow when the linebacker drills happen, along with the defensive lineman. But like I said, let's get straight into Devin Lloyd. Now, Devin Lloyd at Utah just this season recorded 111 tackles, 8 sacks, 4 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 2 defensive touchdowns, man. Certified baller. He is a certified baller, and I'm extremely happy that we met with Devin Lloyd. Now, I know for some of you guys, you may be thinking, well, this could be a long shot. And personally, it may not be. It may not be a long shot. And the reason why I say it may not be is because of how great of a performance the wide receiver class just put on at the combine. Keep in mind, you are still yet to see Jameson Williams. I'm pretty sure he won't even be able to do his pro day. But you have to keep in mind, Jameson Williams is still a part of this draft class. Guys like Christian Watson and, in my opinion, George Pickens really boosted their draft stock last night. So you really had to look at Devin Lloyd, and I'm ecstatic that the Raiders were able to meet with him and speak with Devin Lloyd. Personally, like I said, this is the number 1 linebacker in the class. He is going to make an immediate impact on whatever team he goes. Now, if I'm going to look at teams that could take Devin Lloyd before us, it's really only one team, but it sucks because that one team picks 3 times before the Raiders get to select at pick 22, and that team is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Philadelphia, kind of known for not choosing linebackers in the draft, kind of known for not drafting pretty well. You know, last year they hit pretty well on Devontae Smith, Heisman winner. You can't really go wrong with that. But I'm really hoping that Philadelphia can be Philadelphia once again, and Devin Lloyd can find his way onto this roster. Now, what I will say about Devin Lloyd and this new regime that we have, I think it's highly possible. I really do. And the reason why is just because just last year, we saw Dave Ziegler do the same thing. He wanted one person in the draft outside of his quarterback, Mac Jones, and that was Christian Barmore. And we saw them not just trade up, but they traded up early in the second round to draft their guy, Christian Barmore, who, in my opinion, didn't really flash and didn't really come, jump off the tape like he did in college. But personally, if they feel like Devin Lloyd is their guy and they're willing to do it, trade up a couple picks if that's what you're going to do. Now, for those of you guys who've been watching the channel for quite some time, you know that I am a big fan of trading backwards. I would love to try and give Cincinnati a call. There's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft. They put on a pretty damn good performance today. I'm really contemplating trying to see if the Raiders can try and call up Cincinnati. Let them go get an offensive tackle or offensive line help in general. Hopefully, we can steal one of their third, maybe second round picks in the process of trading back, because there's a ton of freaking value in this year's draft. And with that being said, if the Raiders do miss out on Devin Lloyd, I got three other names at the linebacker position in this year's draft that I highly, highly like. Now, number one on that list outside of Devin Lloyd, it has to be linebacker out of Wyoming, Chad Mumba. Chad Mumba is no slouch by any means. I know some people may have their knocks on him, but that's with every player. And personally, I think Mumba is all around probably the most pro-ready linebacker. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like his floor is much, much higher than a lot of these guys. Devin Lloyd is, I mean, he's going to come in and he's going to make an impact, but that's Devin Lloyd. That's linebacker number one of the draft, in my opinion. But Mumba, I feel like he can come in, and let's say he doesn't become an all-pro guy. I feel like Mumba's floor is fighting to be an interior linebacker in the Pro Bowl every other year. That's how I feel of Chad Mumba. And Chad Mumba, just look at his stats in just 2021. 142 tackles, combining with a sack and a half, 3 interceptions, and 2 defensive touchdowns. Chad Mumba out of Wyoming, we saw his partner in crime in the Super Bowl this past year, and that was Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson put up a show. I know they lost, but he put his name on the map, and frankly, I think that because of Logan Wilson, Chad Mumba may be getting more looks. So that's something to look at. Shout out to my guy, EC. He was the first one to mention Chad Mumba to me. And this was probably 3, maybe even 3.5 months ago. So shout out to my guy, EC. If you're watching, shout out to you, my guy. But next on this list is Nicolby Dean. And the reason why I say Nicolby Dean is because, look, I really do think that Philly is going to get one of these guys. And if they get Devin Lloyd, well, guess what? Next best player available at that position, and it now is Nicolby Dean. Personally, I like Nicolby Dean. I am not as high on him as I am about Devin Lloyd for various reasons. You know, you have 2 guys in front of you, Devontae Wyatt and Jordan Davis. Those guys are absolute monsters. You also have great help in the back end. You have a guy like Darion Kendrick who knows how well he does in the defensive backs drills in the combine. He can boost his draft stock a bit. So, look, I like Nicolby Dean a lot. Not as high as him as I am on Devin Lloyd. But, hey, if Nicolby Dean is there at 22, you really have to take a chance and say, do I draft Nicolby Dean? And let me tell you, no slouch by any means, recording 72 tackles this year, 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and a defensive touchdown. No slouch by any means. I wouldn't mind Nicolby Dean. I would love Devin Lloyd. But look, if you go out and you get one of those guys that I just named, whether it's at 22, whether you trade back, whether it's in the second round, I'm talking about linebackers. We want a linebacker. Go get one of these guys. And the last guy on this list, personally, one of my favorites. I've been talking about him. I've been raving about him for, I'd say, a couple weeks, maybe even a month now, that the whole draft process and the whole mock draft stuff started going on. And that's Oklahoma linebacker Brian Asamoah. I know many of you guys like Mumba, Dean, Lloyd. Well, guess what? We got to find somebody that's not the attractive name like them, and that's Brian Asamoah for me, recording 80 tackles. That's more than Nicolby Dean, 1 sack, and a forced fumble this season. I really like this kid's film. I hope that in this drill that they got tomorrow with the linebackers as well as the defensive linemen, I hope he can kind of put his name out there for the Raiders to really say, you know what? We need to take a look at this linebacker out of Oklahoma. And that's saying that they haven't already seen what I see, right? But this is all stemming from the Raiders meeting with Devin Lloyd today at the Combine. We all know Devin Lloyd is set to make his appearance at the Combine tomorrow, along with a couple defensive linemen. So this is very, very interesting, you guys. Do you guys like the names that I just mentioned? Devin Lloyd, Chad Mumba, Nicolby Dean, Brian Asamoah, some of my favorite prospects in this year's draft, and they just so happen to be at a position of need and a pretty high need, in my opinion. I know some of you guys may be thinking, well, you got a Pro Bowler in Denzel Perryman. Why do we have a need at linebacker when you also have Divine Diablo? Well, guess what? Denzel Perryman, He's not a part of this new regime. He was part of Gus Bradley's system. On top of that, he doesn't really fit the mold of a pass coverage linebacker. I love Denzel Perryman. I hope nothing happens to him this season. I hope he gets to play out the rest of his contract with the Raiders. But there's only one more year left, and you have to look into the future. That's how you get better. The future in this organization, and that's getting a good linebacker, whether it's round 1, round 2, round 3, or undrafted. I don't really care, but these are some of the guys that I really, really hope the Raiders keep their eye on, because personally, all 4 of these guys' film really jump off the tape to me. Like I said, I love all 4 of them. I'm really high on Devin Lloyd. That's my number 1 linebacker in the class. As usual, if you made it this far in the video, let me know. Let me know, who is your guys' top linebacker? Is it Nicolby Dean? Is it Devin Lloyd? Is it Mumba, Asamoah? Who is it? Who is your number 1 linebacker in this year's class? If you made it all the way to this point in the video, let me know in the comment section down below. But Raider Nation, that will be it for today's video. As usual, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 4,000 subscribers. I couldn't thank you guys enough. I love you guys, Raider Nation. I appreciate all the support that you guys show in these videos. But without further ado, I am out for today. Most likely tomorrow, going to come with a live, because I will get off work earlier. So I'll come with you guys with a live, so I can go over these combine stats and all this kind of stuff, because I really want to know what these linebackers and defensive linemen do tomorrow. Keep an eye on Travis Jones, Perion Winfrey, Devontae Wyatt for the defensive linemen. Some names that the Raiders should really look after, as well as the defensive side of the ball. Well, guess what? Linebackers. I just gave you 4 of them. So please, like I said, tune in when I go live tomorrow. But I'm out, Raider Nation. Stay safe, you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Hey, it's the weekend. Hope you guys have fun. But I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.